Hi there. I believe you are doing blessed in Christ Jesus. This is your facilitator Dozaman, and I welcome you to my channel, The Chemist Chemistry. Today, before we enter into the main lesson, I would like us to perform a very short task before the main lesson. This is the task. I would like you to like the channel, subscribe, and lastly, don't forget to destroy the notification bell for more video lessons. God bless you. By doing so, you help the channel to grow. Alright, the main lesson: laboratory safety measures. Laboratory safety measures. You can also term it as laboratory safety rules or precautions. The chemist is exposed to a lot of dangers anytime that he or she find him or herself at a laboratory. As a matter of fact, most of the chemicals in the laboratory are harmful, toxic, and most of them are also flammable. And as a result, the attention of the chemist must be drawn to all these things, and also rules for his or her safety must be made clear in order to prevent him or her from these dangers in the laboratory. Now, the first thing that I want us to talk about is hazard. When we talk about hazard is any workplace condition which has the potency to cause harm or accident. Any workplace condition or conditions which has the potency to cause harm or accident. So anything that can cause accident at your workplace, and here specifically in the laboratory, is termed as hazard. Alright, so important safety rules observed in the laboratory. The first point is always wear protective clothing such as shoes or boots, hand gloves, eye protection, and overall, which is also termed as apron. The chemist must always make sure he has all these things in place before he starts performing any experiment in the laboratory. Also, to my students, anytime that you find yourself in the laboratory, make sure you obtain permission from your teacher or your instructor before you perform any experiment. Never try to start any experiment on your own. Thirdly, carefully follow instructions, strictly follow instructions in every experiment that you perform. Every experiment have its own instructions, and make sure you go strictly by those instructions. Alright, the fourth point is always add acid to water and not water to acid. Why? Because anytime that you try to add water to acid, the acid will splash on you. What happens is that when you add the acid rather to the water, there is this explosion, but it takes place at the bottom of the water, and so the water serves as a sieve from preventing the splash. But when you do the opposite, the splash takes place at the surface, and it can cause a severe damage to you. So take note of that. The fifth point is always hold hot bodies with a test tube holder, tongs, or a piece of cloth, but never with your bare hand. Don't try to hold any hot object with your bare hand. I believe that even in our homes, when we find ourselves in the kitchen and we are preparing food, we don't hold it with our bare hand when it is hot, but we use a piece of cloth or a napkin in doing that. Sixth point, report any accident to your teacher or laboratory technician immediately they occur. Don't try to fix things secretly. That might result in your danger. So please always make sure that you report any accident to the laboratory technician immediately they occur, or your teacher. 7 point, do not work with any broken glassware. Do not work with any broken glassware. 8 point, do not eat, taste, or drink anything in the laboratory without the permission of your instructor. As I said earlier, most of the chemicals there are not edible. They are very harmful, they are dangerous. When you go to the lab and you see anything that look like water, any colored substances or liquid that look like a drink, please don't take it. Don't taste anything, don't eat anything unless a permission have been given by your instructor. Maybe there is something that he would like you to taste to see how it look like. But if there is anything like that, please don't try to take anything, don't try to taste anything, don't try to eat anything or drink anything in the laboratory. 9 point, always clean work surface, glassware, and your hands very well before leaving the laboratory. That is, at the end of performing any experiment, you clean the place where you perform your experiment, you wash all the glasswares that you use to perform the experiment, and finally you wash your hand very well before you leave the laboratory. Now we have safety personal protective equipment, and this must be available for use in the laboratory for your safety. The first one is the chemical goggle to protect the eye from accident. The second is the eye wash station, a place to wash your eyes in case a chemical splash in your face. Then we have the safety shower, a place to wash your body when any chemical spill on you. We have gloves to protect the hand from a corrosive or toxic chemicals. The apron to protect the body. We have the respirator or gas mask to prevent the inhalation of dangerous gases or chemicals. Then 7, we have face shield to prevent the face from dangerous accidents. Then we have 8 being the fume chamber or the fume cupboard. The fume chamber or the fume cupboard. That is, the chamber is a place where poisonous gases are prepared in the laboratory, and it is designed in such a way that it will capture and remove airborne hazardous substance generated during laboratory experiment. In case any airborne hazardous substance is generated during your experiment, either in the form of gases, vapor, or dust, what the fume chamber or the fume cupboard does is that it will remove, or it will capture and remove it out of the lab in order for the fumes not to diffuse in the lab and danger your life. So, in summary, this picture is showing us how we are to dress when we find ourselves in the lab before performing any experiment. Yes, so this is a checklist. We have the you have to wear your head cap, wear your goggle, wear your coat, that is the apron, and then you wear your mask, wear your gloves, wear non-slip shoes. So the picture here is giving us a mental idea of how we should dress anytime we find ourselves in the lab to perform any experiment. Now, this is a picture of the fume chamber or cupboard. So, see this white lady there is performing an experiment in the lab, and if you look at the picture very well, especially this side, you could see fumes there. Yes, when these fumes come out and she inhale it, it can even cause suffocation. But anytime that you do such activities in the fume chamber or the cupboard, what it does is that it captures the fumes out of the lab. So you look at this part here, the second picture here. So this is another picture of the fume chamber or the cupboard. So you see this outlet, that is where any fume or in the form of dust or gases or vapor will be absorbed and then taken out of the lab for your safety. Alright, so this is the end of the lesson, laboratory safety measures. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and also click the notification bell for more video lessons. I remain your facilitator, Dozaman. God bless you.